Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's your dialysis diva. I'm here just to share some updates on what's been going on with my journey, how it's been, some of the things I've experienced, and what's next. How it's been, some of the things I've experienced, and what's next. In some of the things I've experienced and what's next. In some of the things I've experienced and what's next. Before I forget to share, I have surgery tomorrow. I'm having a new surgery. Before I forget to share, I have surgery tomorrow. I'm having a new surgery. Before I forget to share, I have surgery tomorrow. I'm having a new surgery to replace this port that I have here that is temporary, and they don't like to keep the one. So, I'm getting what is called a left brachial basilic AVF, so artificial fistula here in my arm. So this is the option, the other option for dialysis at home, aside from PD, periodontal dialysis, where you have to get a hole somewhere around your abdomen and you can't get in the pool or salt or fresh water or whatever water. As an aqua instructor, that doesn't work as a dialysis patient for me. So my option is home hemo, and with the AVF, you can get fistula or a graft. The fistula is better. You can do it from home. So I'm here just to share my experience and education, because a lot of people want to push PD, periodontal dialysis, where a lot of the nurses in the clinic say they see a lot of infection, and it's not fun infections, infections that can make you feel like you're close to dying. At least that's the kind of pain that people share that they feel. So I don't want to, we got to deal with enough stuff, kind of pain that people share that they feel. So I don't want to, we got to deal with enough stuff. Why choose surgery of fistula here in my arm for a port for dialysis? It's been a month since I had this port put in. I can't take showers, although, you know what, taking a bath, sitting in my bathtub is not although, you know what, taking a bath, sitting in my bathtub is not something that I'm used to like doing, but I have a bathtub that I can sit in and not get this area wet. But I miss my shower, and I hope that is and not get this area wet. But I miss my shower, and I hope that is really clean. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about how dialysis has been. And, I'm going to be on for long because my baby girl's in therapy is 30 minutes and I don't have a lot of alone time. So dialysis, I go 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I start the first shift at 6 a.m. I go for 3 hours and a half. Most people go for 4 hours. I think some people are even there for 6. Which sucks, because that's just a good chunk of your day. So I picked the first shift. Sucks because that's just a good chunk of your day. So I picked the first shift of the day because I want to have the rest of the day to remember. I don't want a whole day to be all about dialysis and that's all I did that day. From what the social worker and nurse, renal nurse shares with me, they say, when you start dialysis, it shouldn't be about revolving your life around dialysis. You need to live your life and then incorporate dialysis into your life. And once she said that, that kind of just was like a click, like, you know what? You're right. It's not about, oh my God, now my life is dialysis. No, you still live your life. You still do what you love to do, continue to do what makes you happy, but then incorporate it into your schedule. So I picked this first shift is at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some people get there like at 5:45. They're already on the machines. So I picked this first shift is at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some people get there like at 5:45. They're already on the machines. And so it's a couple of nurses. So if I show you, trying to visualize the layout, think of a dentist office with, just one big room and a whole bunch of chairs. I know you've seen a dentist office like that. Well, dialysis is like that, right? And so a whole bunch of chairs. I know you've seen a dentist office like that. Well, dialysis is like that, right? And so everyone has to be a big kind of chair individual. You do lean back. I do take a nap. I'm there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Why not? And to tell you the truth, I think it's kind of like a plus to get away and go to the clinic and have people do it for you. Because honestly, I can't imagine the interruptions that I would have doing it from home. A lot of people that do it from home do it overnight while they're sleeping. Of course, if you have animals and pets, they shouldn't be in the room with, which is going to eliminate my dog sleeping in the room with us. And you got to cover up when you're connecting and all that, but that's the only time you have to stay covered up. But, it's a good 3-4 hour chunk of time that I go 3 times a week at 6 a.m. I get out at 10 and I take a nap. I play on my phone. By the time I wake up, my daughter's there to pick me up and we're there, off to her college. She's a SCAD student here in Atlanta. So, and then I have to drive myself back. Yeah, I don't got a chauffeur the whole thing. The first couple weeks, they don't recommend you driving. But at least I'm getting driven too. And then my daughter picks me up and then I have to drive myself back home because right now we only have 2 cars. And we got. We live in Atlanta. We moved to Atlanta. It's going to be 8 years in July. And we do it ourselves. Not everybody has a huge support system, but I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my daughter who's stepping up because she's a new driver. And, it's a lot of anxiety that comes with that, especially in Atlanta when it comes to driving. But, the treatments, I don't want to say that I'm wiped out at the end of each session. You feel a little drained. Some days I have more energy than others, but what happens is that in between sessions, you gain fluid, and the kidney, which is supposed to help you eliminate some fluids, well, some folks on dialysis don't urinate anymore. I'm fortunate to still be able to pass urine. So the average amount of fluid that a person on dialysis is supposed to drink is about 40 ounces, right? 40, most 60. So think of a 40 ounce, St. Ives, a 40 ounce beer. That's when I think of a 40 ounce, that's what I think. Because there was only one time in my life that I drank a 40 ounce. And, that was hard to chug down. It was hard to chug down. So I was like, do I even drink that much fluid a day? I know that I should be doing better with water. But even with people on dialysis, they don't want them to drink too much because then that's the more that they have to pull during treatment, right? So you get weighed when you walk into the dialysis clinic and it's in kilograms, right? My kilograms. So you figure almost 2.5 pounds equal 1 kilo, right? And so I'm about 60 kilograms, my average 63 at the most on my heaviest days. And so they have to manage how much fluid they're going to pull from me. And some days they pull too much. And so they always monitor, they always check to see how you're doing. Well, let me tell you, on the snow week, because we couldn't get to the dialysis clinic, they closed down. I had to come on a Saturday. I got extra pulled from me that day. It started feeling like a little backache. I thought it was because I was sitting in a chair too much. Well, let me tell you, by the time I got home, I felt like I was in a Mike Tyson fight and someone was just punching me in my kidneys all day long. And sometimes you're going to feel that. If they pull too much fluid, you're going to feel it in your kidneys. You're going to be dehydrated. Your blood pressure goes up and they don't want to leave you. They don't want to let you get out. How much is too much? See, it's a case by case thing. See, everybody, it depends. That's why they weigh you in the beginning, they weigh you, and then they weigh you at the end. So it takes about a couple weeks for them to kind of see how much is your regular pull, and then on top of that, I'm a fitness instructor. So, and then in the beginning, you don't have an appetite because you got all this stuff going on. It's so many changes happening. You don't know what's normal. People are asking me, well, do you feel a difference yet? No. What I do feel is, before I started dialysis, I felt like my left side started to feel a little heavier. And that's not there anymore. So I can tell you that I feel... I always had energy. I don't want to say I have energy 24/7, but when it's time for me to get on, and I'm a fitness instructor, my background is theater. I love people. So when I turn on, and God gives me the strength, right? That's where it comes from. But when it's downtime, I'm just like, okay, I'm chilling. The doctors say in 3 months, I won't even have lupus symptoms. Apparently, once I receive a transplant, I won't even have lupus anymore. And that's what got me here. I'm a lupus warrior, and affected my kidneys, lupus nephritis, where the blood pressure got it till it's worse. I hit stage 5 kidney failure in September and started dialysis in the holidays in December. And I saw it coming. It's not like you don't know it's coming. But I hope that this sharing really kind of helps other people that are in the journey, beginning the journey, don't know much about lupus, don't know anything about kidneys, think they know about dialysis, not really. I'm just going to keep sharing because a little bit of this information is going to grab someone, hit someone, and it's going to change your life. And that's what we're here for, right? To share parts of our journey, because we're not alone. I know I'm not the only one going through this. When it comes to transplant and stuff, everything is not overnight. People are like, oh, did you get on the list yet? It is not overnight, y'all. You got to do all these tests by a certain amount of time. They gave me 2 weeks to schedule 5 different tests, not to get them completed, but to schedule 5 different tests. Well, you know what? Not only did I schedule it, I got it complete, because they see all these movements that you're making. They see the initiative that you take, and all this is supposed to help you get on further up on the list. If they see that you're taking the initiative to take care of your health, to do the fitness, to change the way that you're eating, to even, maybe this is even helping me out to help share my journey with others. They see that, they're like, you know what? She's the best candidate. We're going to put her right on top of the list. You know what I mean? At least that's what I hope for. But I know it's always in God's hands. It's always in his hands. But, we have to do our work. I think people think, oh, we're just going to pray, and not do our work. We have to do our work. And it's not easy. And it's not fun. And yes, you get tired. I get tired. And sometimes you don't want to share. Sometimes you need self-time. And I needed time these past couple of weeks because a lot of things were going on. I got sick a couple times during treatment. Again, not every day is the same, but I say my prayers. I do my part. And, you just try to do the right thing. You can't try to be perfect in this journey. You have to learn to have grace for yourself, you know, especially when you're asking so many questions. I mean, I'm not asking why anymore. I'm just asking what do I need, God, or what lessons do I have to learn, or give me the strength, not the why me. You know, that song got old a long time ago. I sang it, you know, as I'm sure a lot of us do. And we just have to kind of, you know, grab our bootstraps, you know, and keep pushing forward. You know, we stay ready, we stay prepared, stay training for the battle that's going to come, because there's always going to be a battle that's going to come. There's always going to be a storm. But when I tell you the blessings that I receive during this journey, I can't discount it. I cannot be grateful. So I'm going to concentrate on the positive, even when the negative comes. And I want to continue to share and shine this light. And I hope that this reaches somebody, some of you, someone. Please share this with a warrior, a lupus warrior. Shout out to all my, what's the lupus sign? What's the lupus? I think this is the lupus sign. The lupus sign is something like that. To all my lupus warriors, I feel your battle. I feel your fight. Stay strong. To all my autoimmune warriors,